All right, welcome everybody. We're going to get started soon. Welcome everyone. See a lot of friendly faces, familiar faces in the house here. This is our first webinar. Oh, so nice to see the faces and names together here from Instagram. It's been a long time. So everybody's muted upon entry. We've got Sarah and Jared up in. Sarah, you say Jared up in the corner. It's Jared's link, I think. Yes, it's pretty silly, unless and you're muted. So we're going to take a couple minutes. We're going to get organized. Sarah and I are going to be chatting. I'd love to know from you guys, like, where are you from? If you want to just put in the message section, just like where you're from, what you're curious to hear about, that would be great. I saw Shauna on here. Hope you're doing great. There you are. Go good. We got more coming in here. There we go. We're getting a full house. I'm excited, guys. I'm also going to go over my story, how I did my transformation. We're going to talk about this 30-day transformation that's coming up very soon, and which we're really excited about as well. And a lot more. So we're going to take your questions. Also, for those of you guys who do sign up to this event that we have coming up, I got some special giveaways that I'm giving as well. So stick around for that. There's more to come there. But before I jump in, I'm just going to give Sarah the floor here a little bit and let her start talking. But we've got more people coming in. We got someone else who just signed up. But Sarah Brandow, welcome to the call here.
So excited. So I'm going to be chatting about the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, this 30-day program that we are going to be running together, and the community, the health community that we're building, and the different things, the different aspects of what this program entails. So it's got the superfoods, but also I'm going to talk to you about the most inflammatory foods to remove from your diet to see immediate benefit. The most anti-inflammatory foods we're going to add in, and what that's going to do, how to optimize sleep, how to optimize stress levels, all that good stuff. So this is super informal. Please feel free to ask us any questions. This has been such a fun journey for me. It's been such a blessing being able to introduce this lifestyle to so many people. And Ben's been living it now for a while. I've been living it for a while. A few people on the Zoom, I think, as well already. So hopefully this is the beginning of building a really, really amazing health community together. Yeah.
And, you know, I've been coaching. I have a couple folks on here went through my coaching program. It's good to see you back in the room. But I stopped coaching. Many of you have been following on Instagram, I kind of shifted my focus over the last couple of years, and I just haven't been able to do the time. And when I reconnected with Sarah, I was realizing, like, this is a really great program. That's not me one-on-one teaching people, but it's a community group. It's the exact same principles. It's even much better in some respects, that allowing certain tools and things that I wasn't providing. So I'm like, Sarah, I'm in. Let's do this together. So I'm really excited to share what we have to offer and answer your questions and everything else.
So first, I wanted Ben to share about his personal transformation that he went through. That's what his Instagram is known for. That's what people follow him for, was this amazing radical transformation internally and externally, and all the things that got him there. So if you want to share that, I think everyone would really benefit from your story.
Okay, let's do it. Let me pull this up. Okay. Slideshow from And let me share my screen here, guys. All right. Okay. So everyone, can you see this?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. All right. I don't really like talking from a guy who's always got his shirt off in pictures on Instagram. I honestly really don't like talking about myself too much like this, but I haven't really formally told my story. So this is actually the first time I've really put like a bit of about 10-minute PowerPoint together just to kind of explain my journey and what motivated me. And I really hope that these principles can help to motivate people and give some insights, because a transformation is so much more than just, okay, just tell me what to eat. It's mindset. And Sarah's going to be talking about mindset tonight. It's about having a clear plan. It's about having a purpose. And I think I've tried transforming so many times in my life, and would go to the gym 2 weeks and feel great. And then I have a bad day on the scale and I just give it up, or a Friday night and I just binge. And then I say, okay, I'm going to forget it. So this is my story, how I actually pulled this off, how I actually went from 18% body fat, even as high as 21. And then in the other picture you see here, that's 10%. And that was my goal, is to get from 18 to 10% body fat. And I did this in 3 months. So it's my journey in which how I kind of became plant-based Ben. So let me show. Okay, before I was plant-based Ben, I was business-based Ben. I was on a 15-year journey of just really grinding, to be honest. It was great. I was in corporate America. I was making the money. I was president of a 15-person company. But I had the golden handcuffs and I wasn't happy. I was smoking. I was drinking. I was unfulfilled. I started to get depressed and realized like making money really wasn't the solution. So I was kind of bum-based Ben. I was drinking a lot. I was really living a toxic lifestyle. I was stressed. I was unfulfilled. And I was searching for truth and happiness. And, and I wanted to find it. So I decided I need to go on a journey. I need to find some sort of purpose. And therein like truth-based Ben, where I literally went to India, Thailand, and started to travel the world trying to seek happiness and purpose and find the answers. I wanted to find the truth. I wanted to figure out, how do I get fulfilled, And that was a journey for a number of years, for about 10 years. But I was still feeling like sick and tired. Despite the fact of meditating every day, I wasn't actually totally stress-free. I didn't feel fulfilled. There was definitely something missing. And so, as luck would have it, there was a vegan fest in Tulum in 2018, almost exactly 4 years ago, where Josh, who's on the call here, that's where I met him. That's where Sarah and I met, was in Tulum. And there were some vegan bodybuilders, and these people inspired me, and they were raising awareness for the people, planet, and animals. And I said, these guys are amazing. This is what I want to do. This is perfect. They're spreading the message of veganism, of animal rights, and environmental issues. I said, I want to do this. The only problem was they were ripped and I wasn't. And I said, well, how am I going to get a platform to spread the message? I'd love to do it. Can I actually do it? This was the actual picture that weekend in Tulum. And I saw that and I said to myself, okay, I'm 44 years old. I'm out of shape. I feel lost. And when I saw that inspiration from those guys, I decided I'm going home. I'm going to get direction. I'm going to get support. And for the one time in my life, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to get that 6-pack. I'm going to go down to 10% body fat. And I literally said to myself, I'm going to create a platform to start to raise awareness for the things I believe in. I wanted a sense, I felt called to have a sense of purpose and get out there in the world and make a change. So I did. I got coaching. I got clear on, I got a clear food plan. I got a clear workout plan. And by the way, I'm also going to give away my meal planner for anybody for free for 3 months who signed up. That's $45 value right there. But I'm going to give that to you guys if anyone who joins this, because this is just a great supplement to the program where you can find healthy whole food meals that will supplement the 30-day transformation program. So getting that clear support made all the difference for me, because I had the purpose and now I had the direction, and I gave it my all. And I did. This was my journey, tracking my progress over technically 12 weeks. In the top left corner, that was the 18% body fat. In the bottom corner, that's 10%. I hit my goal, and that gave me a platform. This was my 12-week transformation. But from there, I actually went down. I said, I can keep this going. I'm going to apply the same principles of healthy, whole food eating, detoxifying lifestyle, getting the junk food out, more movement in. And I've gotten myself down as low as 7.5% body fat. And I know this isn't all about looks, it's about how you feel. And my internal transformation was just as powerful as my external one. And it changed my life because I was mentally balanced. I was a lot clearer. My ebbs and flows of my depression were gone. And I had a sense of purpose. And I think that's probably the number one thing that changed my life. And I put here, if the why is strong enough, the how becomes easy. So I just want to encourage everybody who's here to really give thought. Go for an hour walk without your headphones and just think through, why do I really want this? Is it for my kids to demonstrate to my children? Is it for raising awareness and creating a platform? What is your why? And so this changed my life in so many ways. It led me to the people that I was inspired by. And then 3 years later, here I am hanging out with them, literally. Literally hanging with them, no pun intended. And John Venus, who coached me at the time, is a friend of mine. Here we are at a meeting. So those people inspired me. It came full circle. So the transformation changed my life in so many ways. Men's Health actually contacted me and put me in their Men's Health online magazine a couple of times, actually, which was exciting. And I also know, here I am at 45, 46 years old, doing this for the first time in my life that I never did at any age. And again, I just want to emphasize the idea that if I could do this in my mid to late 40s now, you know, we can all do it. And also amazing that it just changed my lifestyle and the ability to travel and build an online business. And that's really exciting too. The idea that now I have residual income from the coaching, the things that I've developed over the last 4 years. So it's not just a physical transformation, it was a whole life transformation for me. Okay. And it was beyond what I had dreamt. And from there, one of the most rewarding things ever is the idea that I was able to change lives. And this is Luke. He actually lost 90 pounds on a plant-based diet and just cleaning up his diet. Walking was his #1 source of weight loss from an exercise standpoint. Diane did this in 3 months. And she went through coaching, whole food, plant-based diet, moving, regular gym routine. And also another thing too, is not only did these clients, these were one-on-one clients, just to be clear with you, but they used the meal planner that you guys are getting if you sign up for the 30-day cleanse that starts on the 15th. And they use the same meal planner and also the same workout program. There's a couple different programs that I'm also going to give to you guys as well. That's another bonus that you guys get for this if you guys decide to do that. Yeah, so this is the mystery person whose name doesn't want to be mentioned, but she had a massive transformation. And what she did was, her transformation came when she found karate. She just decided to do jujitsu, and that became a passion. And after her time, she went from, I don't really know if I'm going to do this, this is embarrassing, to I'm joining a competition. So a lot of times when you find that why and you find the passion, it makes up all the difference. 60 days with Matt. Tippy was one of my very first clients, and her transformation happened when she just wanted a six-pack. That's all she wanted. She wanted to get her six-pack, and she got it. Once she realized the light bulb went off and she believed that she was an athlete. I said, you're an athlete, you just haven't moved into that role yet. And one day it clicked. And then she just, within a couple weeks, she just lost the final few pounds. And once in a while she'll message me and say, Ben, just letting you know I still got my six-pack. Leah lost 40 pounds throughout the transformation. Again, whole food diet, moving a lot. She loved climbing the stairs. She put on her headphones and hike up a really tall flight of stairs by her. 2-job single mother. Gosh, I don't remember how much Scott lost, something like 30 pounds. He's local here in Bartlett, but he found me on my website that I live 5 minutes from him. And this is one of my clients who did so well. She got her inner strength back. She's already an athlete, but she just lost it. But again, same principles: whole food, plant-based diet, detoxifying foods, and regular movement and exercise. So it is possible. And she's also in her 40s. So that's it. If all these folks can do it, I promise you guys, if I could do it in my mid-40s, there's more ways to do this than one, but you just have to start to believe that it's possible. And I just wanted to share my story and hopefully inspire you guys to go a little further on your own journey. Okay, so that's actually it there. And I'm going to pass it back to Sarah. And if you guys have any questions along the way, we're definitely going to be answering questions as we go along here. But let me get out of this. There we go, stop share. All right, so
Ben is amazing at motivating and giving the why and why we do this. So now I'm going to tell you what this is, why you're here. What are we going to ask you to do for 30 days? So I'm going to walk you through the basic diet, what you're going to eat, how we're going to optimize your sleep, and the superfoods that we take along the way. So I'm going to put also, we have a private Facebook group for our larger healing community. So anyone who joins, don't worry about trying to memorize these slides. I'm going to put the important things in there and you can come back and check out all the info whenever you want. But so let's do it. Let's talk about how to heal. If Ben can allow me to be a participant sharing my screen.
Okay, yes. I was about to say, yeah, can I help?
Also, just a background on me. So, some of you, I know, a lot of you I don't know. So my name is Sarah Brando. I have been plant-based for going on 13 years now. I also have a master's in nutrition science. I'm the director of nutrition for BioAccelerator, a stem cell company. So I help people go on anti-inflammatory diets to reverse, ideally reverse, at the very least manage a number of different health conditions. And also, of course, for anyone getting stem cells, what's best for our new cells that they're receiving in treatment is also what's best for the cells that already exist in our body, for creating new stem cells, for boosting our immune system. The diet is the same. So I'm going to walk you through the principles of what that is. And I hope that maybe you'll learn something new today that will be helpful. And also I'm going to talk about the subconscious mind and how the power of community can actually change our outcomes and our results. So, oh, sweet, I can share now. Haha, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So trust your gut. This is all about the ultimate lifestyle transformation. That's the name of this 30-day program. We are just kicking it to the next level by optimizing for amazing cellular health. So this process, time and time again, who does it work best for? People with a good mindset, people who want to try something new, and people who get excited. So instead of kind of focusing on maybe I have to give up certain foods, make some changes, focus on all of the new things you get to try. And this will launch you to success, because going plant-based for me and learning how to eat new foods and how to take care of myself and then how to exercise was one of the most exciting times of my life. And it continues to get better and better. So the focus of this is anti-inflammatory living. That's the whole purpose of the 30-day program. Our food choices are either feeding inflammation or fighting it. And we want to be consuming foods that fight inflammation. Ben talked about how much his entire life changed by making the decision to get healthy. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. That's why I have been doing this. That's why I pursued a master's degree, because I didn't know who I was until I got healthy. I don't know who I would be today if my life didn't change so drastically. So at any age, no matter what your passion, no matter what your goal is, whether you want a 6-pack or a 14-pack like Ben, or you just want to feel better, you just want to go to yoga in the morning, living this lifestyle will help you do it. So when I say anti-inflammatory lifestyle, it's important to understand there's 2 types of inflammation. Acute inflammation is the good type. It's what happens when you're really sore after a workout, you cut yourself, it swells, you stub your toe. That's the good type of inflammation, acute. On the other hand, we have chronic. So while acute comes in a few minutes, chronic comes in and can last months, years, in some cases with the patients I see at the clinic, decades. And so chronic inflammation will slow down your acute inflammatory response. It makes it harder for you to heal. So everything we are doing is designed to remove the chronic inflammatory stressors related to literal stress, not sleeping, and poor nutrition. And this will in turn reduce your risk of all the major diseases. So here's the list of things we're going to ask you to reduce, or in some cases eliminate. So processed foods, processed meats, fried food, trans fats, chips, cookies, especially sugar sweeteners like high fructose corn syrup, which I'll explain what that is if you don't know. Animal products, factory farmed, absolutely not. You don't have to go fully plant-based for this challenge, but if you've never done it before, it might be fun. You might like it more than you think. Margarines, vegetable oils, and refined grains, white bread, white rice, cornmeal. These also, in addition to having a really negative effect on our blood sugar, they also are often very glyphosate laden. Glyphosate is a toxic pesticide that I'm going to touch on briefly, and that is what's wreaking havoc on people's guts. So high fructose corn syrup is super addictive. If anyone goes to a restaurant and orders pancakes and they give you table syrup, send that back. Do not put that on your food. It's probably made from GMO corn. And this wreaks havoc on your blood sugar levels, also your immune system, and it's full of glyphosate, which is damaging your gut. So if you read a label and you see something that says fructose or glucose, they might be tricking you a little bit. You're probably going to think of fruit. Oh, fructose. If it was from fruit, trust me, they would tell you date syrup or whatever fruit it was from. It's almost always GMO corn. So watch out for those sneaky words on packaged foods when you're trying to live an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. Same with oils. Unfortunately, most restaurants do cook with cheaper oils. So always good to figure out which ones will cook with olive oil for you. And even healthy oils you want to do in moderation. But for olive oil, you want to look for the words first cold pressed, because then you know it's the purest. With a lot of olive oils and avocado oil on the market, unfortunately, they are contaminated with cheaper oils when tested. Over 80% are not pure avocado or pure olive. So really trusting and doing your research with the companies that you purchase from, which is my main principle with offering supplements and superfoods. Do the research, look for the third-party testing. But with olive oil, one cheat code, if you see first cold pressed, then you're good to go. Avoiding trans fats as well while on your transformation. So trans fats are super dangerous because not only do they raise your LDL, your quote unquote bad cholesterol, they also reduce your good cholesterol, your HDL. So double mechanism of not so good action. So dairy products and beef naturally have trans fats, and also they're found in a lot of fried foods, French fries, fast food. So stay away from this while you're going through your transformation, or ideally like forever would be cool. I try to stay away from them forever. Then the dirty dozen. So some of you might already know what this is. You don't have to memorize what these are. I can put this in the Facebook groups after, but the dirty dozen are the 12 most contaminated forms of produce. So all the superfoods that we recommend are clean of these toxic pesticides. You don't have to worry. But when shopping at the grocery store, this is where you want to spend your money on organic. The Clean 15, on the other hand, you don't have to worry so much. And don't worry about writing all these down. Like I said, I'll share it. But the Clean 15, these are naturally really, really low in pesticides. So that's where you don't really have to spend the extra money on organics. unless you like supporting organic farmers like I do. Unfortunately, for pesticides in animal products, there isn't really a way to remove them like you can a little bit with washing your vegetables or choosing differently, because they're in the fat cells. So being very, very mindful if you eat animal products where you're sourcing them from. Factory farmed animal products are all going to have glyphosate because the animals are fed GMO corn, wheat, and soy. And that's also creating an acidic environment in their body. A lot of these animals have acidosis. So when you consume the animals, you are now putting your body in an acidic state and an inflammatory response. So you end up with chronic inflammation. So this is an amazing protein source. This is part of the 30-day program. These are the super aminos. So these are in the physician's desk reference. They build lean muscle. They are pre-digested, which means you just absorb them. So you want to take these 23 minutes before a workout. I take them sometimes 23 minutes before a mental workout when I know I need to focus and have my brain working. And also the beauty benefits too. They're really good for tightening skin, increasing elasticity, and improving your cognitive function. So Roundup or glyphosate, I mentioned a few times. Some of you I know what this is, but for those who don't, there have been $10 million now in payouts from Bayer, the company that makes Roundup. And this is linked, it has been linked to multiple instances of workers who were spraying this getting cancer. But even though we know that this toxic pesticide is very damaging for humans, it was said that it's actually not harmful because we don't have a cell wall the same way plants do. And that's what Roundup attacks. But what these manufacturers did not say, that studies have shown since, is that 55% of the cells in our gut are able to be damaged significantly by Roundup. So that's more than half of the cells in our gut. And in our gut, we make our serotonin, over 90% of our happy hormone, and our immune system, over 70% of our immune cells. So we need good gut health, and glyphosate is absolutely wrecking it. However, if you read this quickly, the EPA, which is supposed to protect us, has said that it's unlikely to be a carcinogen. If we go back, they had to pay out $10 billion because it was a carcinogen, but for some reason the EPA is still saying it's not a carcinogen. Really confusing. So why is this happening? Well, the EPA is using these studies. So there have been 53 studies on glyphosate submitted to the Environmental Protection Agency from, shocking, the companies who sell it and make it. And so perhaps one could conclude that they do not have our best interests in mind, but either way, I'm going to suggest to avoid this. Maybe they're right and it's not carcinogenic, and for some reason, $10 billion was just paid out for no reason, but I'm pretty sure they're onto something. And of the 53 studies that were submitted, according to international scientific standards, only 2 of those studies even met those, and those studies were not peer reviewed and those studies were not published. So I am a big fan of telling people to avoid GMO foods, avoid glyphosate. Do not wait for more conclusive research to come out in order to start taking control of your gut health and avoiding foods that are really, really toxic. So avoid those ones on the dirty dozen. Corn, wheat, and soy tend to have the most glyphosate, as well as animal products fed these things. The good news is this is actually what brought me into Purium and the ultimate lifestyle transformation in the first place. This is the only product in the world that currently is certified according to clinical trials to actually remove glyphosate. So it removes about 74% in 6 weeks and also repairs the gut. So our gut lining is prone to permeability, tiny little tears in the intestine, where it's sometimes referred to as a leaky gut, where microscopic food particles can slip through and get into the bloodstream. That also causes chronic inflammation, which I spoke about in the beginning. So reducing C-reactive protein, your inflammatory biomarker, you can look for that on a blood test if you want to see for yourself how much your inflammation went down. And that was what was found in the clinical trial. So these 2 articles here, just to summarize, I don't expect you to read them quickly, but one is from the Detox Project. The Detox Project is independent, third party, and they said, we're really sick of companies saying they detox glyphosate and there's no proof that they actually do it. So Biomedic was the first and still the only product to receive the gold seal to say that it actually removes it. And here as well, that's just the results of the study. So happy to share that with anybody who also is into the science like me. Next, we have sleep. Really, really important factor in decreasing inflammation in the body. But luckily, if you start doing the gut repair, you follow these principles, you take Biomedic, you actually are likely to sleep better at night. I have seen this time and time again. It really, really works, because when we heal our gut, it can actually change our stress levels and our serotonin levels, and actually you will sleep better at night. So try to go to bed at the same time every night and wake up at the same time every morning. I know that's really, really hard, but your body, especially for these 30 days on this transformation, your body doesn't know, oh, it's Friday night, I want to see my friends, I worked all week. The body doesn't care. The body's like, why is it 2 a.m. and I'm in this club listening to loud music and my gut health is being wrecked? So really, really try your best to prioritize good sleep. Kind of the most that studies have found that you can play around with is you can try to get up around the same time and take a nap 7 hours after your wake time for 20 to 30 minutes, or you can sleep in a maximum of 40 minutes. Anything else, you've thrown your circadian rhythm probably till Wednesday, unfortunately. I wish I could lie and say that it's not that bad, but that seems to be the impact of one really, really late night. So try your best on the program. This helps too. Apothecary is one of the products that we take. So apothecary is one of the most antioxidant rich foods. And also the super amazing benefit of this is melatonin production. If you take synthetic melatonin supplements, those can have a lot of side effects and also block some nutrient absorption as well. So this will help your body produce its own melatonin so that you can have deeper, more restful sleep, have dreams. Like when we're children, we have so much melatonin, we have such deep dreams and such deep sleep, and we wake up feeling rested. As we age, melatonin production declines, and this can help you get it back up again. And the good thing about natural solutions too, instead of synthetic melatonin, is synthetic can create dependencies, sometimes psychological, where you think you need it. Whereas if you skip your cherry juice for one night, you've been taking it for a while, you know, you're going to produce that melatonin. You're still going to have a good night's sleep. So everything in this diet, in this lifestyle, is all about lowering inflammation. So see these bright, colorful foods, our eyes are drawn to them. Why is that? It's because that's our natural food. Carnivores do not see that. Carnivores actually don't see color. They don't need to pick a berry from a tree. They don't need to know when that papaya is ripe and orange instead of green. Not necessary for them. So anyone thinking of the carnivore diet, if you're thinking, that sounds a little unnatural, you are correct. This is the bare minimum of why it's unnatural. But we have thousands of clinical studies on the importance of antioxidant rich foods and fiber. So you don't want to skip those. This is your anti-inflammatory drink. This is the Power Shake. You're going to have 2 of these a day on the cleanse. And probably if you've never done this before, you will feel amazing, because this is like a liquid multivitamin with the equivalent of 6 microgreen salads. Most people have never had that much nutrition in their life. So my plan always, with any health condition, no matter what someone's gone through, whenever they want to start taking things to like attack, get rid of this, attack my candida, attack my Lyme. First, I say always you need to nourish your body on a cellular level. See what happens when your mitochondria and your cells finally have the nutrition they need to thrive. And then we see what health conditions still remain in a few months, but you might be really surprised what totally vanishes. Then we have free radicals. So I talked about these a little bit on our Instagram live, if any of you caught that earlier. Free radicals is just another word for toxins, basically. So where do we get toxins? This is the list. Air pollution, cigarettes, even too much exercise. Believe it or not, marathon runners, they have a lot of tissue damage, a lot of free radicals. Alcohol, toxins, not enough antioxidants, obviously, and even high omega-6, too many animal fats. So when we have too many of these, what we need as a solution is antioxidants. They come in, they neutralize that free radical, remove it from the body. So this lifestyle is going to help you have lots of antioxidants so that your free radicals don't outnumber and you never hit that state called oxidative stress, which makes you age rapidly and makes you open to a wide variety of diseases. So this is to help you, to the best of our ability, prevent that. Some things on this list, you might look at that and say, well, I live in New York City. I can't prevent air pollution. So that's why we just make up for it. The tart cherry juice is super high in antioxidants as well. So, and antioxidants and sleeping better will both help you fight oxidative stress. This is the 30-day program. This has all the things that I spoke about. This is the transformation. So anybody who orders this through us, the investment for the month is $330, and you get enough for 2 meals a day, but you don't have to skip meals. I sure do not skip meals. And we will provide you with the lifestyle meals and things to eat with that. So Ben and I both offer high-level coaching programs. And for people who don't want to spend thousands on coaching, join our community and we answer questions, we support each other, we help everybody. And you can also see other people who are in the community on the same healing journey. So in this 30-day program, you can expect to detoxify glyphosate by about 74%, even more if you stop eating the foods that have it. It'll get out of your system quicker. Sleep better with the apothecary, build some lean muscle, tighten your skin with the super aminos, and super cleanser. This is the fun one. That's the colon cleanse. So everybody reacts differently to that. It's going to depend on how much colon cleansing you've ever done. Some people are really bloated, and for maybe 1 or 2 days, they're going to the bathroom a lot. Other people, they're like, I've never felt this good in my life. I don't know what's doing. So whatever your journey is, we've seen it all. I've heard it all. So just reach out if you need any support, if you have any questions. But this is the 30-day program that is a lot of fun, that really changes lives. And the other part of this is I'm a big fan of neurohacking and epigenetics. So we're going to talk about optimizing your mind. This is part of our group transformation, because your subconscious mind is what determines whether or not you succeed. Your conscious mind might be like, yes, okay, I can definitely do a 30-day program. I'm going to nourish my body. I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to make meals from the meal planner. But your subconscious mind might be like, but what about all your friends and family who won't like you for that? What about going to the bar on Saturday? What about your friend's birthday or this? And it'll start running all these stories that will undermine your success, which is why you need to have this community around. And by constantly reinforcing these beliefs, we're going to create neuroplasticity. One of my favorite words. You're actually going to change and reorganize neural networks in the brain by consistently doing something and by being accountable to yourself. So every single morning, all you have to do is add water to a green drink and shake it up and swallow some Biomedic. But doing that day after day, showing up to the community, checking in, letting everyone know how you're doing, asking questions, you can actually change your belief system about yourself and about what you're capable of with tiny, tiny little steps. You can also, I'm not going to go too deep into the science. If you go to my science webinars, I will, but you're also going to change your epigenetics. What that is, very simply, your genes are like a light switch. You might have a gene for breast cancer that runs in your family. You might have a gene for heart disease, but research is very clear. If you do not do the things to activate that gene, to turn on that light switch, then your disease risk is lower than someone who doesn't have that gene, but who lives a very inflammatory standard American lifestyle. So you have the power to change. Who's in your tribe will make a difference. So Ben and I have an amazing tribe. We're very lucky. And how did we all find each other? On the internet, because we're in this community, and you just attract more people on the same mission as you. Your subconscious belief system becomes your conscious belief system. Subconsciously, I know that I will live my best life when I am healthier. Some people still are in the process of learning that and realizing you can still have deep connections. You can still have fun. You can have amazing experiences and still do all of these things and not feel like you're missing out. So it's going to come down to who's in your tribe. And I'm just going to end with this, so you understand the importance of the subconscious mind. Who's seen the movie Fight Club? This is Fight Club. So who knew that in the movie Fight Club, there is a coffee cup in almost every scene, a Starbucks coffee cup? Why would that be there? This is New York City. The average person who lives in a city sees 10,000 advertisements per day. How could any advertiser justify spending that much money to be in these busy places when the mind can't even take in what you've seen? The reason why these things are happening, the subconscious placement of the coffee cups, all these advertisements, your subconscious mind still picks up even what your conscious mind doesn't. And so we are always being programmed. If you watch certain things, you'll be programmed to believe society is a certain way, and you will subconsciously strive to be like that. If all your friends and family are a certain way, you'll subconsciously self-sabotage to still fit in, because as human beings, we're tribe animals. We are programmed. If you were kicked out of the tribe, that meant you died, you starved, you were alone in the woods or worse. We are trying to now fight our biology, because unfortunately, the human tribe right now is not set up for our highest best interest. So we need to create our own tribe. We need to create our own communities where we are reinforcing constantly these beliefs that we do need to be healthy, wealthy, happy, successful, and that we can build this all together, and that we're all deserving of these things, and that our connections and our friendships and our relationships will only grow when we do this. So that's it from me. That's why I do this. And that's the 30-day program. So that's the foods you're going to eat. We're going to go into more detail in the groups, but yeah. So I'm going to put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to order through Ben's link. And we're going to start on the 15th. So that's enough time. Everyone should be able to get their product by then. But even if you don't, it doesn't matter. We're going to keep the group up, and you can kind of hop in at any time and just start. And trust me, once you start, it's very, very, very exciting. I first did this particular cleanse 2.5 years ago now, and I did it in Belize, and it was like one of the most fun and community building things, because I had other people doing it with me. So anyone have any questions for Ben or I?
Amazing. Thank you, Sarah. That was great. And yes, I know some people, because we did go over, so in case people are eager to get off, I want to make sure we get the link out. Should we just drop that in there and then take some questions? I've got it right here, so I'll put it in the chat.
Perfect.
Boom. So there it is. Yeah, Sarah, that was amazing. So yes, anyone, you want to take yourself off of mute for a second and ask a question? I'm sure there's going to be lots. I really appreciate you sharing all that information. That was awesome, Sarah. And if you're more comfortable than just raising your voice, go ahead and just put a question directly in the chat. We could read it that way as well. Okay, Josh had a question. Says, best way to heal leaky gut, Biomedic, or are there other things that could be done?
So Biomedic is the clinically proven way to do it. We know that for the average person in 6 weeks, you're going to see a 74% improvement there, which is really big. But at the same time, avoiding all of the foods on the dirty dozen that are non-organic, and avoiding glyphosate-laden foods, avoiding any of these toxic pesticides, that is going to make a difference. Also too, with leaky gut, reducing stress, believe it or not, stress actually can change the composition of your gut bacteria, and that can lead to leaky gut as well. And also eating gluten. I don't recommend anyone goes anywhere near gluten if they have any sort of digestive issues. So also on the stress thing, it's not very helpful to tell people who are stressed not to stress. That certainly doesn't help me ever. So actual modalities that help: breath work. I'm going to be sharing that in the Facebook group. The breath work I do every day, it's 10 minutes long. If you don't have 10 minutes for breath work, you better set aside 30 minutes for breath work. But everyone has 10 minutes a day to do this. You'll flood your body with oxygen. That's great for the gut as well. And it's really great for mental health. So that's a huge part of my morning routine. And when I skip it, I feel it. So I'm going to put that in the Facebook group too, or anyone can DM me for the link. It's just really easy, 10 minutes.
That's great. So we got another question. Mackenzie says, I'm on my second ULT, which is ultimate lifestyle challenge, really what it is. So it's 3 days in and my bloating is already going down quite a bit. Don't second guess it. Don't second guess it like I did. And don't underestimate the power of community. The products are one thing, the support is another. Totally true. That's I think that's missing. Like you said, there's millions of books out there, millions of plans out there, but I think what's missing a lot is the community. That's a great comment. Any further comments on that, Sarah?
For me, that was what made all the difference. I changed my diet and my lifestyle 13 years ago, and plant-based wasn't a thing, vegan wasn't a thing. And there's still the place I went to university, Kingston, still does not have a single vegan restaurant, vegetarian restaurant. I found my community online, and without them, I don't know how it would have gone. It would have been a lot harder. So yeah, your community doesn't have to be in person. It's great if it is, but as long as you have those people to support you. I've met some of the best friends in my life online, and we ended up reconnecting in person later, but community really, really makes all the difference, because that does change those subconscious beliefs we have about the world we live in and about the type of people in our lives. And that's really important.
That's amazing. Yeah, and Gwen had a question here as well. Gwen says, let me see, oops. Oh, okay, Ben, I already do Purium, but wanted to jumpstart again and order the whole jumpstart system today and do this with you guys. Is that okay? Sarah, should we take that offline, or did you want to address that here? Maybe we can have Gwen message me and handle that. So
yeah, exactly. Just email after and we can help you.
Yeah, send me an email. I guess if any of you have questions, the email that I sent is my personal email that you signed up and probably got the automatic response to the calendar. So Mackenzie said overcoming emotional eating is huge. This is all about self-love. I love that. Telling yourself it's loving you and not discipline makes all the difference too. That's a good insight.
I have an emotional eating workshop as well that I've recorded somewhere, so I can upload that to the group too, where we just kind of go in and figure out where to derive emotions from that give us the same things that these foods give us, because that's what we're really looking for, right? We're looking for a feeling, and that feeling is within us. Like if you think back to when you were a child, what was your favorite food? What was a special occasion where you ate something really delicious? Was it Christmas, birthday cake? And instead you focus on the feeling you got from that, and you realize that you can pull that you can create that at any moment. And then your food choice after that is empowered. You might still want the cake and then eat it, but know that you aren't eating it to create an emotion. You already created that emotion within yourself.
Well, I think I want to say something, because like a lot of people talk about the cravings, and the cravings can be really, really difficult, especially the cravings for dairy and sweets, because our body and our blood sugar levels and everything out of balance, and our habits. And one thing that was amazing to me is that when I actually started to eat whole foods, my desires for the kombuchas were really just sugar water, and my chocolates and everything really started to decline. And I started just stop craving that. And I think it's important to recognize that when you're doing the power shake, for example, that was one of the products that is in the cleanse. It tastes amazing, by the way. I literally put it in my smoothie every single time because it's this appleberry flavor and it's delicious. But it's like you're flooding your body with so much nutrition that it sends that signal to your brain to say, we're good. We don't need to binge. It's not the empty calories that we're consuming. It's like, okay, we're full. So I think it's, good to note that there's a psychological aspect, but your gut is a brain. It's an organ that has its own intelligence. And when the signals are met on a physical level, the emotional aspects start to get healed through the physical transformation. And I think that's pretty fascinating too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Jansel, tell me how to pronounce your name.
It's Hansel.
Hansel.
It's I've never heard of your company before. Like, can you tell me a little background about it?
Yeah, so I've been recommending these superfoods for a few years now because it was the only company I found that was providing glyphosate testing, heavy metal testing, all that kind of stuff. I was a nutritionist just telling people to go to 8 different stores for years. So Purium has been around for like 30 years.
So just to be open about it, I actually run a gym here in Virginia. It's called Crowbar Gym. I've been doing it for about 3 years. Before that, I got into plant-based foods. I knew about it. I never really deep dive into it. So I've been doing it for about, I guess I would say 3 to 4 years. I always dabble in it, but I came back and forth. The information that you're saying is definitely on the money. It's definitely right. I do agree with it, because in my gym, all the stuff that you talk about, almost every person that comes into my gym, and I've gone through about 300 people, has all these problems on different levels. And usually if you just clean it all up, like plant-based, you usually get but the supplements have been really hard to actually find, because that's where really people lack the support. Like even the wheat, like having somebody like eat wheat was very hard because of the fact that, technically the chemical, right? And then having somebody to grow their microbiome, and what I did for growing the microbiome is just like, well, eat a fermented food, right? And the problem with that is it just doesn't have the same effect. It just doesn't. So your product there actually helps with the microbiome to regrow, is what you're saying.
Yeah. So with probiotic foods, the way probiotic foods work is it's actually a really simple mechanism of action that researchers just figured out in the last like 5-10 years. All they do is they outcompete bad bacteria, pathogenic bacteria for space, because there's not that much space in the gut. So the way that they change your gut composition is they battle and they win, but they can't do anything drastic, because you couldn't even eat enough of them to make a drastic change without being really nauseous, bloated, probably vomit. It has to be, that would be a really slow change. So this is just a much faster way of doing it. And also that's not going to detox glyphosate
no, yeah. And I realized that the moment I started doing it, and it's been a real struggle trying to find something that does that. It usually, for me, for example, it took me almost like 3 years fully and then I'll actually pop out of the sweet spot, in a sense, because I have a regular job too, so I'm a police officer. So as you know, and then of course sleep is huge. I used to work midnights, for example, right? I used to work 16-hour shifts. So sleep is a big thing. I put on like about 10 pounds doing sleep. I actually was about 60 pounds before I went plant-based, and even when I went plant-based, just changing my sleep habit automatically, I lost like almost about 15 pounds just right off the bat. Wow. Without doing anything extra. Everything was the same. I tracked everything, you name it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. It just making me think, like when I was doing my own, and that's great. And honestly, I have been taking the products for a year before I decided, well over a year before I decided to come here and promote Purium in this 30-day transformation. But it's because I'm recognizing I wasn't applying the concepts of sleep and the significance of that, the detoxification of glyphosate, the nutrition and flooding your body with nutrition, and all that we do. And so it's, I know what you're saying.
Interesting. I find it interesting too that you guys do support the emotional eating factor, because there's a book that I read a while back ago. It's written by, I think the chef AJ and stuff like that. Those people like kind of endorse it, but pretty much I trained this one guy. He was a swimmer, and I told him, here, I'll give you $1,000 if you do the diet that I ask you to. It's plant-based. You can have as much as you want. He's level 1. I go, have as much as you want. You'll lose the weight, I guarantee you. And he did, and he started losing the weight. And then one thing he used to say to me, it's like, I just don't feel right. And I go, well, why don't you feel right? And of course it was because like all the little receptors in his brain wants the crack, right? That's what he's really looking for. So it's kind of really amazing that you guys support an emotional part of the actual program. So that's actually, I'm really happy you guys do that.
Appreciate very much you coming on and sharing that. Yeah, absolutely. I could relate to a lot of what you're saying here. So
well, I'm super excited. I didn't realize I was going to hop into something like this. I was actually like looking around for it. So I guess it just got, someone saved me all the time and effort to do so.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested.
It said, send me a message just to my email or even online on Instagram, and we can keep it further, talk further about bigger stuff with your, with
definitely. I just sent her my website, so I got all my info there.
Great, excellent. And you know what? There's another question here from Deborah who's talking about how do we transform the support after 30 days. So what do we do after the 30-day cleanse? But Sarah, could you like break it down? Like, what's the first step? I sent in the link here. So if they click on the link, they order the products, and then kind of like, what are the steps to get there? And then maybe a little bit of a summary after the 30 days, where do people go from there?
So after the 30 days, the Facebook group doesn't go anywhere. This is our permanent group of our larger community. It's a healing group. And so you stay in that group and you can invite new people to it. We keep adding content. So you don't have to worry about that. You're not going to lose the community after the 30 days. And so you do the 30-day program. This is the accelerated path to health, because you're flooding your body with all these nutrients. But what people do after this is when you order this little, say a thing, a page will come up saying, do you want to smart order? Set up your smart order. Smart order is just when you get something shipped to you every single month. So I do the core 4, which is everything in this transformation in half the amount. That's like a normal maintenance amount, whereas this transformation is like an acceleration program. So you set up smart order and then you stay on the program continuously. And sometimes you can change it up. I like to share other products that I think are really amazing. When people get a little bit deeper on their journey, I love to recommend parasite cleanses, heavy metal detoxes, things like that. But in the beginning, it's really good for everyone to just start off the same way with just the hyper nourishment before we go down that path. But that is usually the way that the journey kind of progresses. We all start off with the 30 days. That's what I started off with. And then I maintained with the core 4. So the biomedic, the cherry juice, the power shake, the super aminos, and then added in and changed out different things over time. So that's what the group is for. We can support you. You can also just send us a message, send an email saying, hey, this month I want to do a heavy metal detox. So what does that look like? Or I want to get more greens in my diet. For somebody that eats a lot of meat, there's certain things that I would recommend to the sulforaphane in broccoli sprouts, for example, in Green Spectrum, another product I love that can offset the heterocyclic amines, the carcinogenic compounds from meat. So I'm always learning, I'm always sharing, and the community doesn't go anywhere. We continue to support each other, share our things that we're trying, share recipes. So, yeah.
And just in terms of the timing as well. So people, when they come on, they order the products. In many places, it sounds like if the new 30-day cleanse is starting on the 15th, if people order soon, they should, depending upon where they live, and it does ship to multiple locations. Do you want to talk about the timing on that, just to give some people an ETA about when to expect the Ultimate Lifestyle package?
Yeah. So if you're in like California, when I was in LA, I got it in about 3 days. New York was really fast too. But if you're somewhere more rural, it might take a week or 10 days to get it. But we're kind of starting the regular posting on the 15th. That's when the cleanse starts, so to speak. But join that, start getting your recipes ready, start getting your meals. Even if the products arrive a few days later, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter exactly when you start. You can start at any point. That's just when we're going to start with, the motivation, the sharing. I'm going to put up these slides with the Dirty Dozen, the Clean 15. And somebody asked something that I want to mention as well. Where was it? They asked, for people who can't afford this, what would you suggest? So I really do suggest, if possible, it's $330. It's $11 a day. If you can make it work, I really, really think that this is an absolutely life-changing program. And also, if it's not, you have 60 days and you get all your money back. You can literally return empty containers. So there's pretty much a guarantee there. I've never had anybody do that, but in theory, you could. 60 days. So it's no risk to try it there. But also, if really that's just not accessible to you at this time, you want to save up for it, just send me a message. I'll still add you to the Facebook group, to our healing community. There isn't a financial barrier to people getting better. This is the program that I believe in, and I know that it works because I've seen it over and over again. And there's clinical studies, which are very important to me. But at the same time, like, join the community. We're still going to share recipes. I'll still share the slides. We're sharing mindset. You're still welcome in the Facebook group. And then when you're ready to join, then join up. But there isn't a time frame on this, but we just love the idea of doing everything together in community all at once, because that's how you get really amazing results, and also how you build really cool friendships, I found.
That's great. And you mentioned about that smart order too, and I have my products coming in smart order, so I get it every month. So when they just sign up for that, it's like tell me how that works again, because they want to get the jumpstart package, but then it kind of it then reduces the amount they're getting per month for these specific products. Can you just break that down a little bit so it's clear on the smart order?
Yeah. So when you order the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, it'll just say, do you want to set up your smart order? And your smart order just means you pick the day of the month. The last day it can ship is the 21st. And it's called a smart order because if you place a different order first, then that one won't ship. It's smart. It knows you already ordered something else. So you don't have to worry about double shipping. So it'll ask you what you want to order. I just usually set it up with the core 4, and that's how you maintain. So as soon as the cleanse is over, you launch into the core 4, and that's how you just maintain from month to month. And Also too, Ben's going to send out his guide to everybody who signs up on Smart Order as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'll send that. And here's I know there was a few people that came in late. If you didn't see it, that's the link right there for the transformation page to sign up. And anyone who does, just send me a message, probably on the email from which you came here, and just say, hey, Ben, I joined, I got the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation Package. And I will truly, I'll send you a link to my meal planner and to my workout program. And so you could just start to use that, and that can really support to eat some of the whole foods throughout this process, and give you some healthy eating options, as well as some movement, and do, it's actually a workout app that you could follow in the gym, or even at home with a body weight workout. So that's just something I want to give you guys as a bonus for coming on and doing the program. Real quick here, looks like parasite cleanse aspect of the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation.
That's the super cleanser, the colon cleanse. So that also will wipe out parasites. If you're somebody who thinks that you have a lot of parasites, most people have some. I've rarely met someone with, I mean, we need a certain amount of parasites, candida, these things actually serve a purpose in the body. But if you have a lot of parasites, I do tell people to tack on another pack of super cleanser. And this is kind of gross, but you take one pack at the end of your Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. You take it for 10 days. You want to wait 20 days because that's when the eggs will hatch. And then you take the other pack, and that kills the eggs that hatched. So if you do need a more complete parasite cleanse, I do that every single year. I live in Mexico, so now I might step it up to every 6 months because there's a lot of parasites in Mexico. But yeah, I do the 2 packs. And while you're on the parasite cleanse, just really important to stay away from the sugars, especially high fructose corn syrup. Don't eat any bread. Stay away from the starchy things that parasites crave. And the best way to know if it's your parasites craving or you, if you're really, really hungry and you're dreaming about a cupcake, but a cucumber sounds gross to you, you're not hungry. That's your parasites or your pathogenic bacteria. So the super cleanser will help wipe those out. But if you're somebody who really wants to just like obliterate the parasites, I'd add 1 more pack on there, and then do 10 days, 20-day break from super cleanser, and then 10 days on again, and then you're set.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's there's so many things, and we're talking about the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation, and that's the best way to get started. And Sarah hooked me up with that about a year ago when I first ordered it. And you know, still today, I'm still taking many of the products. Took the aminos today. Took the Purium Power Shake every day. It's delicious. It's wonderful. So, but there are a lot of other things in that you can add on depending on your goals and your interests. So Purium's got just a lot of amazing things here. So in terms of real quick, the detox symptoms, and also quickly address the Ontario, Canada, and the timelines for getting there.
Okay, so Ontario, Canada has been for me anywhere from 7 to 14 days. Sometimes it took as much as 14, but that was when there's more shipping delays. So probably about a week or 10 days, I would say, is like a realistic timeline. And what was the other one? Detox symptoms?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So detox symptoms, that probably wouldn't happen drastically on this program unless you're making a really big change. So if you've been on a really processed food, like high saturated fat diet, something like that, then you're more likely to experience detox symptoms. But honestly, the Power Shake really, really helps. It's hyper nourishing. It's going to help your mitochondria. As you heal faster, as you boost your immune system, detox symptoms go away. But I don't think you should experience anything too crazy on there. I haven't heard of anything really, really major. For most people, it's cravings and, you know, addressing the emotional eating aspect, turning to community, and also the Power Shake and super aminos both really, really help with cravings.
Yeah,
but shouldn't be any crazy detox. If we start getting into heavy metal detoxing, then I got you, and I'll have some protocols for that. But you should be good to go on this.
And just to clarify on that, we're two of the Power Shakes per day, plus eating. Plus, describe the eating that's recommended as the standard for the cleanse.
So this comes with 60 meals in the 2 power shakes, but those are 60 low calorie meals. So I usually for breakfast, I pair power shake with a chia pudding or like overnight oats, glyphosate free with some chia seeds, or like a coconut yogurt with some berries, maybe a bit of granola. I like to eat more dense. So some people I know that are not very hungry in the morning, they're not big eaters, they just completely replace their breakfast with the power shake, and then they have a second one at lunch with, let's say, a big salad, some different veggies and dip. I like to eat really simply. I would never have lasted this long being plant-based if I had to make really big intricate meals for every single meal. So lunchtime for me, I do wraps, like raw coconut wraps or raw veggie wraps, and I stuff it with all different vegetables. I make tahini sauce, guacamole, chickpea guacamole to add more protein, hummus, sweet potato hummus, beet hummus. That's the way I eat at lunch. A lot of raw food, a lot of fresh fruit, a lot of fresh vegetables. And then dinner, I do more cooked. So we have a bunch of recipes as well. And you'll have all the recipes from the meal planner too. So that shouldn't be an issue. And also you can just pick things that are really easy and not time consuming. Your nutrition will really, really, really be covered largely from these power shakes, from the super aminos. And then when you add in different plant-based meals, people are completely transformed because they're not used to actually getting that much nutrition in. So it's very fun.
That's great. And then Mackenzie said, and we'll just take a couple more questions here. I want to respect everyone's time. This has been great. I appreciate everyone staying on. Would love to hear your thoughts and feedback, comments, questions, if you got them. Even if you have a comment, or let me know your thoughts about how to approach this, or if you have any concerns or whatever, let us know that too. And go ahead and just type that in. But Mackenzie here says, for whoever asked about those who can't afford it, it replaces a lot of your groceries, your going out restaurant checks, your daily coffee from the coffee shop. It's what Sarah said, what, $11 a day, which is right. It's basically $11 a day. You're getting these superfoods, you're getting the power shakes, all for $11 a day, and you're getting the support group and everything. So, and it's a little over $300 for the whole thing for the 30-day. So I did it on a budget, and also it was amazing. What will happen in your life when you prioritize your health? The universe will reward you. Believe in your abundance. Thanks, Mackenzie. Appreciate that.
I love that. Absolutely. Getting healthy, taking charge of your health is the most impactful and important thing that any of us can do. And over the years of my career, I found that this is the most effective way to do it, that I've seen that most people actually can really stick to and get results from, because even if they completely ignore the diet and throw it out the window, even if they don't exercise, they're like, screw it. Just by drinking 2 power shakes a day, taking cherry juice before bed, popping some super aminos and taking Biomedic, they are different in 30 days. They feel drastically, dramatically different. But of course, I'm a nutritionist, so the food part is always going to be very, very important to me. I want people to create a lifestyle that they can stick to for life. But yeah, a lot of people are just like, I'm just gonna take the superfoods. I'll work on the other stuff next month, and that's okay too. Wherever you're at, whatever stage in your journey, every stage is important. Not just the final stage where you have the after picks. Every single stage is important, and every single stage has lessons and beauty and a lot to enjoy.
Amazing. All right, I think we're good here. We got 2 people joining in right now, but we missed 99% of it. So if you're just coming in, where I just let a few more people in join, we're just wrapping up. The good news is I think we're going to record this, and we'll definitely do this again, because I think we got a lot of value out of it. And honestly, I'm just excited that I have a solution to provide again for people that I really believe in. So you're welcome, Jared. Thank you so much too. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks, Tiffany. Okay, and then just Tiffany said here, as a regenerative health practitioner and detox specialist, I can say without a doubt these products are a game changer on every level. Yeah, I'm hearing, it's amazing to hear that feedback, and I can really just honestly recommend this with confidence. And Sarah, I want to thank you too, just for really bringing me into this world and to share your wisdom bombs with everybody here. It's I'm enlightened every time. So yeah, thank you all for coming and showing up.
Thanks so
Oh.
much, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. All right, have a great night. Reach out by email if you have any questions. We're happy to talk. And you can reach me on Instagram too. Okay,
Bye.
bye.